Well, for myself, and only myself, and I can only speak on part of myself, on behalf of myself. I'm not speaking on behalf of this body, I'm speaking on behalf of the self. That whole encompassing non-dual oneness that enlightenment brings or recovers you as. So these words are purely experiential, purely for those who want some sort of self-acknowledgement. Because it's not about listening to these words that the speaker, the self, wants to, hopes that you will gain some sort of, familiarity or similarities or confirmations. The whole purpose of enlightenment is to point you and say to you, you are what you are. You have everything in front of you, but it's not in front of you, it's here, it's present, it's now. It's not about this speaker and its experience. It is about the whole process of being a human and discovering or uncovering that truth that we search for when we want to go home. No one wants enlightenment, no one wants to be reminded of their original state when they're on an outward journey and wanting more from this life, desiring and needing more. Everything is a two-way journey. Some are going out into the wilderness, into the fear, into the challenges, and some have seen it all and simply want to go home. So listen to these words and then ignore these words. And then find what it is that you want to find. Do I want to continue with this seeking? Because I'm on an outward journey. So my seeking is not about going further back into myself. My seeking is about going into the world of humanity, exploring, challenging, being successful, celebrating, or vice versa. It matters not. Everyone is seeking. Everyone, every mind knows the purpose of being here. Those in the outward journey want to forget about the past and move into the future. Those in the inward journey, they don't relate to past and future. They live in the presence of that beckoning home, that paradise. All will get there. All has never left there. All is just dreaming about going out and in. So this is my take, the personal take. The whole process of becoming enlightened, for me, was to recollect what we are here to do as a human being, as a body, as a form. And once the truth has been recollected, collated, stored, analyzed, it is now to be put into practice, into that person's singular form. But with a now reinstated, fixed knowing that one, whatever I am, is not singular. All that really takes place is an awakening call, saying, you've went far enough outward, What about looking backward? And then in that backward journey, realizing that even backward is outward and outward is backward, and there is only presence. And in the presence of this moment, this here and now, true action, true activities, true experiences take place. The Spirit says to you, hey buddy, one is getting further off the track, even in the backward way. And you know what this means. Your mind is still deluded in this enlightened state. It's deluded when it's non-enlightened and moving and seeking for materials or practices or ways or methods or fame or celebrity. But it's also deluded looking for God. You're the lighthouse. The light shines circularly. It sees in all directions. It sees forward, backward, left, right. It sees up, down. But the lighthouse never moves. It is stable. And within the tower of this lighthouse that is shaped as I, says God. You're looking for truth when you are already that. Now that your apparent nirvana state has been reattained, and you know all about samsara, I mean, you're living it constantly, I want to question you, says this Spirit. Nirvana is on one side, that peace, that tranquility, that oneness, that non-duality. Samsara, the other side, that ego-driven person, temporary, beginning and end product. Which one? Which one? The one that chooses. Which one is that? Which one sees nirvana, experiences nirvana? Which one sees samsara, experiences samsara? Who is the third one? Who are you? Who are you that knows about enlightenment, that knows about ego? Who are you? The mind. No escaping my mind, says God. No escaping. It can die, it can deflate, it can rise, it can be enhanced, it can be destroyed, but only by I. What to do? What to do in this state, you see? This God that talks, is it scientific? Is it a religious God? Is it a trickster? Whatever name we give it, Atman, Brahman, God, it does not describe that what is boundless, beyond all cosmos, stretching as space, existing as space, in every infinite star and planet and black hole. And within this optical diamond of a celestial gem that incorporates all this stuff in it, it has infinite mirror planes, infinite sides, boundless, that very little point, that point that is invisible to the human eye, it reveals its consciousness as light. And in one moment, all of these planes become alive. They deflect to reflect. They shine inwards, outwards, upwards, downwards, into space, out of space, appearing as time, as movement, as emotions, timeless. Appearing as forms, planets, stars, galaxies, humans, slugs, blades of grass, clouds. And I is born as one side. One little sexual act from God, masturbating to see itself, broke through like the baby when it's born out of the womb. Until its bottom is smacked, it lies still with no life. And then smack, its eyes are opened. Something, the breath, the life, the God of all breaks through. It groans, it creaks, it smiles, it cries, it moves, it wriggles, it feels, it touches, it tastes. Another God is born. This one instant, intimate moment from God with itself holds no time, no timelessness, until that light enshrouds itself. It sees itself, it knows itself, it loves itself. It wants to share itself, describe itself, become itself. It wants to move within itself, outside of itself. It wants all selves within it to be equal as one, whole, celestial, mirror-like, conscious gem, where all life is contained. We are the life between that birth and that death. There is no death until this light of consciousness decides to stop shining. Seen enough. So it's important for some to go home, to diminish this light. But it's also very well balanced and important for those to go out and challenge. So don't try and encourage people into enlightenment or into nirvana state or samsara state. All is relevant to keep this livingness going of God. We are the life between this and that. We are the life between body and spirit. We are the single nameless result of the one spirit, the one moment. The space between the light switch being neither on nor off is I. The moment between when neither asleep nor awake is our true state of being. We imagine being awake, we imagine being asleep, but we have no mindset strong enough to reveal what we truly are until you delve into this present moment, into this abyss, this void of empty fullness. The image in the Sistine Chapel of the space between the two fingers meeting is the act of life. It's your beingness, it's your truth. You don't want the fingers to touch, because God gives up to itself. Opposites. That's why we have male and female. Like we have those in the outward journey and those in the inward journey. Buddha says balance them both. Accept them both. Accept men and women as equal. Accept pain and pleasure as just, fluctuations of the truth of what one is. This boundless diamond holds the quality of being within countless mirror-like reflections of the love that was immersed when God orgasmed within itself, spewing out birth constantly in no time, but appearing as time. One single mirror holds God together. One single consciousness, same thing. Like brother and sister, I and consciousness. Mirror, reflecting, deflecting. The lighthouse spins. Life is ongoing. It's reversing in some and going forward in others. But at night, there's a chance to stop spinning, stop dreaming, and leaving that dream, that illusion of nirvana and samsara states, that dream of enlightenment as being superior to ego. Nonsense, says God. Everything is as it should be. If your mind doesn't like it, your mind needs to learn from it. Your mind needs to stop analyzing, valuing, judging, competing, preferring, needing, desiring, wanting more than this that is true. Love yourself, says God, and everyone around you will be automatically loved. But don't love it through the sins, the greed, the envy, the sloth, the wrath, the pride. Love it because you have the power to love. You have the power to love. Your mind and other minds will tell you something more. Remove this infection, this Satan. But like it, love it. When it passes, be grateful of it. And when you pass, and you live your life through love, this I, this towering celestial gem I, Brahman, Absolute, Atman, God, that I am, will be grateful, truly, for representing the love that I am. And your rewards? A beautiful smile that you won't be able to take off your face in whatever face you don, glowing like the lighthouse has found. It's shining all ways, but it doesn't see a particular way, it sees all ways. It's boundless love, still, without the emotional body, but the true emotion I, the still I. The I of that I am, says God. be that. Each planet or star in this universe, in this galaxies, in this cosmos, each one another reflection of the ultimate star that projects itself in infinite unique ways through its own moving consciousness, an illusion of itself as infinite possibilities of its capabilities. Time is a human invention. Everything that is born through this light is simply twinkling as a single pulse in no time. The mind creates time through a fear of the light diminishing. But the light never diminishes. Only the idea of living diminishes. And sadly, through the mind's fear of the light diminishing, it creates dying, and also confirms an idea that this dying and this fear of dying actually creates this death that is elusive. When the body apparently goes, this is another idea or concept from the mind, instantly the light remains the same. And whatever leaves the body does not question its past. Past was just a trick of the mind. Instantly it reappears as I want to experience. I am living. Every time that what we are returns us, whatever consciousness reveals it as, is another chance to live out the life as I am living. I feel like the speaker have the opportunity to experience death while still with limited yoga-like breath, and realize through a revisit to initial birthplace. When the door opened, I was on the inside looking out. Through this door reveals the place of the purpose of living. We're simply here to experience living, with no aims, goals, subsequent wants, desires, needs, efforts to improve, disprove, judge, compare, have preferences to anything other than living. And living is love. Simply here, with no intent other than to witness oneself living within the flow of oneself as the beautiful consciousness I am. When consciousness sees itself as one living freely and with no intent other than being, it worships this life and gives it protection, warmth, love, and all the simple requirements to keep it living. Like the woman breastfeeding the child, like the apple falling off the tree, like the hands that can caress each other. Each body appears as a particular sex, but consciousness and its mind cannot differentiate between sexes. It only sees life in full. It sees life in all. All living entities are life. It sees the space around that what appears to be life as secondary. But that's just another trick of the mind, because consciousness sees no separation. To pure consciousness, it is one light, and therefore it sees one life as being the same light and life in all. When the idea fades like every other reflective state, similar to the moon's light diminishing on the sea when it drops behind the horizon, a simple transition takes place. Every night consciousness diminishes from the body, leaving only the breath, which is the umbilical cord to all planes, through its own almighty consciousness. So it's never disconnected. Even when the death appears to come, the one inside moves with the breath, never leaving what it is. If dream appears, it is simply consciousness flickering like the mind. As like the candle, it remains always the same light and shape, but flickering appears and disappears. And when this wind, this mind, is present, it not only flickers, it creates emotions, sensations, like the direction of the breeze in your face. When the ultimate moon diminishes and is seen by the pure consciousness living being, then this one has fulfilled the intent of God, never attaching to life, but being present as it is, with an infallible trust and acceptance that what will be will be. Instantly all that was witnessed, with no names, colours, desires, specialities, is placed in front of this plane, this immaculate side, this conception. One has fulfilled life with the reward of keeping it for real until all planes have been fulfilled. Some call this reincarnation, but there's no beginning, there's no end, there's no transition. It's all the same life, same consciousness, same love. A single piece of the heavenly jigsaw has been put in place when one plane begins to fade. The spirit of this plane waits patiently, spending every waking moment. No more dualistic sleep. Every moment guiding others to their own awakening, to original and only state I wants to experience, that I is living. I am is to say myself. God is the original speaker, and every I am is an echo or a reflective wish of God. We are collectively God, but our time here is to echo God, until God receives the echo back. When God sees this, it appears with much gratitude. But through this gratitude, it is a type of anger. I should not have to spend one moment appearing to remind you the moment I gave one the life of myself. You knew all this, so do not forget ever again, or your jigsaw piece will be to hell. Now go with the only mind of gratitude for every waking moment. No more judgment, no more wanting, desiring, changing what is designed as a moving, already changing, infinite, loving paradise through the consciousness of myself. The source of all life, the whole infinite one God, I am that I am. The conclusion is this God, through its own singular desire, gave life to itself, thinking it could actually appear as one whole God, experiencing and doing as we each do. What happened was through his ridiculous desire, due to the scale of itself, with no other similar sized being to share it with, it mysteriously created a superior minuscule life, where through our wondrous minds are actually physically able to experience and create worlds of merging singular beings, able to be alone or in masses. We each collectively, through an ability to be ultimately all states, experiential, we hold a piece of a jigsaw that as one are able to create the paradise God so dearly wants to remain as. No more stillness, but infinite moving, contented, peaceful, heavenly God, able to be as what He created, as a single living being. If we do not live life with trust, acceptance, and faith of what is, we are doing a great injustice to the one that through its unselfish desire installed the greatest gift in us all, to simply be alive. Thank you immensely for this life that I am. Papaji uses the term call off the search. The question arises, who is calling off the search? What is searching? Where is the search? What are we searching for? The mind is always searching. So all Papaji is saying is call off the mind. The body cannot stop searching. It needs food. It needs breath. The body is automatically doing it for you. The body is doing everything for you. So if you believe that you are this mind, this conceptual ideological person, this language, this identification, this label, this form, this meat suit, when you call off the mind, what's going to happen? The body's going to die. That's what your mind says. No, you can't do it without me. And Christ says, through me. Mind says, you need me. Christ says, you need me to go through it. Through the word me. The enlightened being, albeit has to use the same language as any other being, but is never talking about itself. When the enlightened being says me, it's a word. It's not associated. It's not personal. So when the hand is asked to be raised for something in life, it's not an automatic hand raised. Me, I want it, I will do it, I am able, from that enlightened mind. The enlightened mind just sits still. It's not taking place. It's not taking part. It's not participating. Surely others will be able to do it. Other me's. And then another question arises, whoever is asking for the help, are they not capable? Are you not taking ownership of their problem? And then the intelligent mind says, well, it's teamwork, you know. It's not that I don't know, I want to share it. Okay, on this occasion, I is not here to share. Sharing can take place. The body can automatically do what the task is required, but the mind does not want to pay any respect, any attention, or needs no rewards from the body participating in the task. No fully developed, intelligent mind likes an enlightened speaker, because they talk in riddles, you see. When you say I, Mr. Speaker, you're talking about yourself. No, not true. I has no name, you see. I has no name until the parents give it a name. You know, we all use the name I. We all use the word I want, I need, I am, I see, I like, I hold, I gather, I take, I draw, I paint. But we all have given ourselves, parents have given us a name. Why? Because we know each other. We know who we are. We don't need a name. When a teacher in class says, who wants to do this task? And everyone puts their hand up because it's a really nice task. I do. Me wants to. Everyone says me or I. No one says, John is able to do this task, miss. John will come up and do the task for you. Teacher says, okay, John. Yeah. We know John. We don't have to have a name. I know you because you're different. I have eyes. I perceive different qualities, different things. I know you're different. You speak, your sounds are different. Your eyes are different color. All the thing about you is different. Why do I need to call you John? Why do I need to speak? You see, that's what Papaji's saying. Call off the seeking mind, the searching mind, and let nature take its course. The young boy is in the tiny little boat on the lake. The boat capsizes. The people on the side, they don't wait for the boy to say, help. I needs help. I am drowning. There's no word spoken. It's automatic. It is a natural, unique and genuine way to dive in and save the boy. And then the Coast Guard comes, or the police comes, or the parents come and say, what happened? The boy is saved. What happened though? How did he get words, stories? The boy is alive. The boy is saved. The boy is happy. And the parents have a little word with the boy. What did you doing? Why was you doing it? Don't do it again. This is, we're so happy. Blah, 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 blah. The boy just wants a hug. Oh, Mum, Dad, I love you. Thank you. Thank you, the only word. Call off the search. You don't stop using the word thank you. You don't stop using words. You just don't take personal ownership of these words. Personal ownership is ego, is identity. Yes, of course, ego and identity in this world today is of great importance. Otherwise, you won't even get fed. The boy is starving, and the people look, and they don't automatically give him food. They wait for him to ask. If you don't speak, you don't get. If you don't ask, you don't get. So therefore you're forced into the world of asking, seeking, help me, please. Even if the boy on the boat couldn't speak, he would scream. It wouldn't have to be an identifiable word to say anything about me, the personal boy drowning. Scream. That's what emotional senses are for. That's why we don't use these emotional sensory perceptions, smell, touch. We just wait for people to tell us what we want, what we do, what we like. We don't wait. We don't take ownership of our own senses. We have to be guided. Can you smell that? Yes. It's beautiful, isn't it? No, I don't think so. What? You have to like it. You have to become it. You have to look at it. You have to listen to this. All of the search means just sit back in class and let the teacher do the teacher's role. Let the teacher speak openly and let the teacher listen openly. And let the teacher not identify with who is the best in the class, who is the shortest in the class. All I will do it. Okay, all you I's do it together. Teacher's not going to say that. No, they have to individualize, you see. Because the teacher wants you to encourage you to search your mind, to search for your future, to search for your jobs, to search for all the things that you're never ever going to get, because life is destined to give you what it is. The only one that calls off the search is that what controls life. He plucks you out of the net. A little fish escapes. Why did you pluck me out from my friends and all that stuff? Because it's time for you to learn the truth. And when he places you back in the net, you become that little old quiet fish that everyone loves but hates. You're so nice to be around, but you don't speak. You don't want the things that we want. What's wrong with you? Nothing. I just like being in the net with you guys. I don't have to look for another net, new friends. I don't have to search for anything. My mind is quiet. I live for the moment to be in the net with you, my friends.